Hey guys, and welcome back to Allie Parker's World. This is just my intro for my reading vlog because let me level with you, okay? I forgot to make one. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And here's Jelly Bean. He was wanting to be on camera, I guess. But yeah, enjoy my reading vlog for the week. So, I'm on my way to work, but since it's so boring at work lately, I'm bringing a book. And for the OWLS, I have to read The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford as my herbology book in order to become a person that takes care of magical children. And so, this is the first book of the OWLS Readathon. I don't think that I'm going to videotape much at work just because I'll be at work, but I will be reading. Hey guys, so I started the OWLS Readathon today and I read The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford. At work, I had a 7-hour day today and I still have 2.5 hours left and I finished my book. So I feel like that's pretty good timing, and you know, it's a small one. I did not like this book. I absolutely love the movie, and that's what I thought this was going to be about. You know, I thought it was going to be like a version of the movie. It's not. I was just very disappointed with it. I gave it 2 stars on Goodreads, but don't bother. And I'm sorry because I know a lot of people love this book, but I just, it's not the same as the movie. So I also brought The Great Gatsby. So if it stays slow like it's been, I might start that one today too. Hey, so I have another reading update for you, and I am currently at work. That's why it looks different behind me. But I'm reading By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julie Ann Peters. And I am only like 20 pages into it, so I'm almost to chapter 3. And I absolutely adore this book. I love it so much. Although I'm reading it here at work and I am getting very emotional as I read because it's about this girl who gets bullied and she has tried several times to commit suicide and it doesn't work. So then she joins this online community called Through the Light, where they kind of tell her when she should do it and also have like a discussion board of basically reasons why you're doing it. And it's just so heartfelt, and you can see her writing on the discussion boards some of the most embarrassing things that have happened to her, some of the bullying, and I just can relate to it so much because I've had similar things, especially like in my younger days, and it's just completely sad, heartbreaking. And I'm can't wait to finish it, but at the same time, like, I don't want anything to happen to her, and I know it's going to. But I definitely recommend this book so far. I'll give you another update later. Hey guys, so I've only read a couple more pages, but I already have thoughts, so I thought I would share them. It is very graphic, like more graphic than I was expecting. So the girl that I was talking about, her name is Dalen Rice. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's how I'm pronouncing it in my head, so that's what we're gonna go with. But she is looking on the discussion forums, as the ones she's looking at right now is ways to go, and they have a list of different ways you can commit suicide, and they're like effectiveness on a 1 to 5 scale, and like tips in making it stick. And it was just, I don't know, it was so hard to read just because of how graphic and in detail they get. So there's definitely a huge trigger warning on that for you, for that type of thing. It's a lot more graphic than I thought it would be. I'm thinking I should have picked a different book for work. Hey guys, so last time I saw you, I was at work and I was reading, by the time you read this, I'll Be Dead, which is super emotional, and it just, it's such an emotional read. I think that I can connect to it in more ways than I want to, but there's definitely a trigger warning. And because I was getting so emotional, I switched books for a little while because I wanted to be able to work. We have some students come and get food, and it's just, it was just too much. I was crying, and I was trying to be a little bit professional, you know. So I started reading Peter Pan by J.M. Barrier. Sorry for mispronouncing that. But Peter Pan, you know, everyone knows Peter Pan, and it's like a classic, but because it's a classic, I've never read it. I know the storyline somewhat, but I'm learning that I don't know it as much as I thought. I'm about halfway through it, but I am getting ready for bed. I made it. I was on page like 20, I think, last time of, by the time you read this, I'll already be dead or whatever. It's something like that. But he got to about page 50. And it seems like I'm reading it really slow, but I promise I'm not. It's just a lot of heavy material, and I'm emotional when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I absolutely love it so far. It's written so well. And Peter Pan so far is really good. It's slower than I imagined it would be, but I feel like they're about to start their, like, adventure. So that's gonna be very exciting, but yeah, I got, well, halfway through one and like a quarter of the way through another one. So I feel like I did a pretty decent amount of reading. I've been actually finishing a whole book in one day, so I'm a little bit behind, but you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna let myself have a breather tonight and kick back and watch some funny shows with my hubby and go to sleep and bring this book to read at work tomorrow because it's really slow now that, you know, everything's closed. But yeah, I'll catch you up tomorrow. Good night. Hey guys. So another check-in is that, so I picked Peter Pan as my potion for the OWLS because it's under 150 pages. I think it's like 148 pages. So I thought, oh, this can be a really easy read and it's gonna be like quick. But look at all like that tiny print. And I'm on chapter 10 finally. So I've read that much, maybe that much of it. So I still have, you know, a little bit to go, but I made myself some breakfast. Let's see. Yep, breakfast. I obviously ate a little bit of it already, but I'm listening to this on audiobook right now, and it's a 5-hour long audiobook. For such a, like, tiny book, you know, I did not think it would be that much of an endeavor to read, but I am really enjoying it so far. I didn't realize that Wendy was picked as Peter Pan's wife. Like, what? Oh my gosh. So I guess I didn't know this story as well as I thought I did. But I'm very much enjoying it. So I'm probably, if I don't finish this today, because I do have work in a few hours and I want to get a couple things done before I go to work. So I might put this one down and take this one to work again. The one that is just like killing my soul softly. It's a very good book. It's just very sad, very emotional, but it's by the time you read this, I'll be dead. And I'm hoping, so it starts off at, let's see, I'm hoping that I'll finish it, but I don't look like I'm that far into it. Like, I'm really not. But if I don't finish it today, then my goal is to for sure finish it tomorrow. But I just wanted to check in. Hey guys, so I'm doing another update for the vlog, for the reading vlog. So I've been reading this for like 3 days. And it's By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julianne Peters. And 3 days doesn't seem like that long, but to only be at page 60 in 3 days is not very good for me. However, I have been reading other stuff with it because this is such a hard-hitting topic, and the way Julianne Peters writes about it, it feels so real, it feels so authentic, and it's just so emotional for me to read. But I haven't been sleeping very well. Usually I toss and turn and I'm up for a couple hours in between. Like, I go to sleep, you know, around like 10 or 11, and then I'm up for a couple hours at like 1 or 2 to about 3 or 4, and then I get up by like 8 o'clock. And it's not a very good night's rest, but tonight I just could not go back to sleep. So I went to sleep around like 11:30 last night, and I was up by 2, and I just haven't been able to sleep. So I decided I'm just gonna finally finish this book, and I'll tell you my thoughts when I have more about it, but I feel like I could finish this in one night. especially if I'm not focused on other things. And I finished Peter Pan today, and I almost started another book with this, while I'm finishing this one, but I decided that I want to dedicate my time to finishing this book. I'm really loving it. It's just super emotional, and I've been doing most of my reading at work, so it's kind of not really like when I'm at home. I'm going to be able to concentrate more on the story, and I'm going to be able to be there with her. And at work, I have to, do all my job duties, and then, sit down and I get to read a little bit, but then I have customers, and then I have other stuff going on that, work comes first and reading is just a side gig when I'm at work. So I'm going to focus completely tonight on finishing it. I hope. I do work tomorrow, but I don't work until 1:30, and since it's 4 o'clock, I think I got this, So, yeah, wish me luck. Alright, so this is my last update before I finish the book. So, with, by the time you read this, I'll be dead. It starts, like, each chapter, see it says 23 days? Yeah, each chapter kind of counts down how many days left Daylin has in her life before she's gonna take her own life. And I'm at 2 days, and I'm not ready to see her go. I've become very attached to her, and I've connected to her, and I absolutely adore her. So I feel like the waterworks are coming. But other than that, nothing new. I just had to tell you. Hey guys, so I finally finished. By the time you read this, I'll be dead. And it is the most emotional thing you will ever read in your life. There are strong trigger warnings for things like suicide and rape, and for that reason, I would not recommend it to everyone. It was very hard to get through at times, but it was definitely worth it. And I don't know, I might have a new favorite book. I mean, I did rate it 5 stars. It's so good, but it's a lot of hard topics to think about. Hey guys, so I did not do a very good job describing this book, so yeah, let's just dive right in. So this is By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julie Ann Peters. And this book completely wrecked my soul. There's no other way to put it. It just wrecked me. Because you follow this teenage girl named Daylin Rice, who has tried to kill herself on multiple occasions, and it never works, But she joins this online community that it's called throughthelight.com, and it's basically just a bunch of discussion boards and a lot of other people who feel the same way about wanting to kill themselves. And she wanted it to be as quick as ever. She's like, can I just die tomorrow? So she put tomorrow on her date of death, and they kept rejecting it. They said it has to be at least 23 days away. So you start, basically the first chapter is called 23 days. So then it counts down from 23 days. And I got so emotionally invested in this character, and I connected to her in so many ways, because it's like, it's present day, okay? And you see what happens that day at school, in therapy, or whatever, whatever she's doing that day. You live that life with her. But then at night she goes on to throughthelight.com, and there are different sections of, basically, essentially discussion boards. There are different sections that you can click on, ranging from sexual assault to bullying to just, I think there's like academic life, but just things of that nature. And not only do you get to read other people's stories on those discussion boards, you also get to see what Daylin writes. And it was just the most heartbreaking story because of what happens to her. And you kind of, at least I kind of sympathize. I very much sympathize with her. And I have so much empathy for this character. And in a lot of ways, you see why she wants to commit suicide. You might not agree with it, because suicide's not okay. But you can see why she wants to do it, and maybe even, level with her a little bit on that. This is a 5 out of 5 star to read for me, and it brings up a lot of things for me. But if you want, I've had a video idea about this that's going to be more heavy of a topic about my story. And just how close to my heart this actually is, because of some of the bullying and things like that. And that was a long time ago. I'm not in the same mental state that I was back then. But if you want, leave in the comments below, and we'll have just a one-on-one discussion about it, and I can kind of tell you what happened. But I feel like this is an amazing book. It definitely wrecked me, and I'm so glad that I picked this book. But if you're thinking about reading this, make sure that you are aware of all the trigger warnings, from sexual assault, bullying, suicide, probably more that I'm missing, but just be aware that there are way too many triggers. There are probably all of them in here, but those are the 3 main ones that came to my mind right away. But I definitely love this book, and I think it's worth a read. Hey guys, so again, I'm at work, but I'm reading Seafire by Natalie C. Parker, and I'm sorry for not vlogging yesterday, but I didn't read, so I wasn't sure if you just want to see me doing, I don't know, I worked yesterday, but we also kind of moved some stuff. So if you want to see that kind of stuff in my vlogs, well, just comment down below, let me know. But I've just started this book. I'm on page 11, and I already really like it. I know it's really early, but I already have a prediction. So Seafire is like a pirate adventure friendship book. And I think there's going to be a love story in it. I'm very intrigued. I will tell you what I think later. I don't think I'm going to finish it today. Probably just a couple chapters, because I have some deep cleaning to do, you know, in this big old kitchen, and then out front too. So yeah, I'll give you guys another update. Oh my god, guys. So I just finished the first chapter of Seafire. And you know how I had that prediction that there's gonna be a love story in here? Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe there is later, but not between the people I thought. Like, my prediction was completely off base, guys. It's pirates, and just say that they're like from different pirate groups, kind of like gangs, you know, like, yeah, he was, definitely not love. But so far, I absolutely love this book. And I know what you're saying. You just finished chapter 1, so how can you really love this book? But I'm telling you, this is going to be a new favorite of mine. Seafire. So, yeah, I'll update you when I get further in, or just, yeah, I'll update you. Hey guys, so new update. I'm at home again, as you can tell by my dog. One of them. Oh, hi Jelly Bean. But I am still reading Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. I think I'm only like 50 pages in. Honestly, I'm not that far. And I love it so much. There's like action and adventure and female pirates, and oh my god, I live for this book. Only with pirates comes fighting. Well, okay, there's like the good pirates, and then there's the bad pirates, which are like the bullets. They're called the bullets. And the bullets are coming. And oh, I cannot wait to see what happens after the bullets come for them. I mean, I honestly want the girl ship to win. I don't even remember their name. I just know it's the women pirates, which you never see. So, yeah, I'll give you another update in a little bit. Hey guys, they're kind of like at the end of their fight, and all I can say is, oh my gosh. I wish that I could... Hey guys, you don't have to move. I wish that I could talk to you more and tell you, like, what's going on in this book, but, like, spoilers, you know? And, oh, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the end of the fight, because the bullets just did something that they can't take back. And, oh my god, this might be the best book I've read all year. But we'll see once I get more into it, because if I remember correctly, at the beginning of this year, I read a different book that I said would be my favorite of the year. Back in like January or February, I said that Brave New Girl was my new favorite. And then about 3/4 of the way into that book, they just like squatted on all my dreams for that series. So then I just like, seriously, it went from 5-star book to, I think I rated it 1 star. No, 2 stars, but not cool. So I have such high hopes for this one. It's just, oh, so much action, so much betrayal, and it's only within the first 50 pages, so I cannot wait to see what's to come. Hey guys, I got some popcorn to eat with my book. However, so last time we checked in, I was reading Seafire by Natalie C. Parker, and I am still really loving it. I think I've only got to page 60. Let's see. I only got to page 60 because I finished the chapter that I was on. I read the fight scene and the action, and it was so unexpected. It was so good. I already have a prediction for what's going to happen next with one of the main characters, but then again, I said that last time, and I was so completely off base, so I'm probably so completely off base again, because I do think it is a love story hypothesis, but this is pirates and adventure and action, and maybe I'm just not used to the adventure books. I am going to put it away for the night, though, just because I'm starting to get a little bit tired. It's 11:30, and this has so many different characters, and there's so much going on in this book that I want to give it my entire attention, and I don't feel like I can do that right now. So I have a different book that I just read the first chapter, and the opening line is just amazing. So it's I Was Dead for 13 Minutes, and Now I Want to Know Why by Sarah Pinborg. And I honestly bought it because of the cover, and her eyes are gouged out, and that just looks freaking amazing to me. I know, I'm sadistic. It's okay. But the first sentence just drew me in. And, oh, well, let me show you this first. So the first thing is that, part 1, it's got like tree branches, and it's just so nice. Okay, and then the first sentence is, it's so cold. It's so cold. I can't breathe, and I panic hard in the water. That is like shards of glass, and for the first time, I think I might be in serious trouble. What? Oh, so yeah, I finished that chapter, and now I'm gonna just dive right in. I don't think I'm gonna be done with either of these books before this goes up, because I'm hoping that my reading vlog for the week will be up tomorrow. Usually they go up on Mondays, but I worked today and I just didn't get to it. So it's going to be Tuesday. This month didn't start until Wednesday of last week anyway, so, you know, it's almost a full week entirely. But, yeah, that's my update. It might be my last one tonight. We will see. Okay, so I feel like I had a really good reading vlog, or reading week. So I read The Incredible Journey, The Great Gatsby, Peter Pan. By the time you read this, I'll be dead. Is that it? Are those only 4 that I read? I feel like there was more. Well, I started last night. I started 13 minutes, or I Was Dead for 13 minutes, and Now I Want to Know Why, and by Sarah Pinborg. And oh my god, you guys, I read 60 pages of this book and I was already tired. I did not think I would read it, that much of it, last night. It was just something to kind of, because I was reading Seafire last night as well, which is in the room and I'm too lazy to grab. But there's so many characters and it's such a complex story that I kind of wanted to fall asleep reading something else. So then I picked 13 minutes, and I should have known that with the content that is in here, I would be up all night reading it. And although I wasn't up, I mean, I was up until 4 in the morning reading, okay? This is crazy. But now I'm on page 60 of both books, so I don't know which one I'm going to read. Probably this one because it's next to me, and like I said, I'm lazy this morning. But this follows a girl named Natasha, who is rescued by this stranger who's walking his dog on like this iced over lake. And she fell in, as far as you know, and she doesn't remember anything that happened the night before, but she was pronounced dead for 13 minutes, but somehow she was revived, and now she wakes up in the hospital, and her best friends are there, but they're not really talking to her, they're kind of just playing on their phones, and her old best friend, Becca, came to visit her, even though they haven't been friends for a long time. And I believe that the rest of this book is going to be kind of the mystery of her being like a detective herself, kind of, and figuring out what happened to her that night. And I think she teams up with Becca. No, I think Becca and Tasha team up together to figure out what happened to her. And it intrigues me so much because it's like a mystery, and it's just, I was dead for 13 minutes. By the time you read this, I'll be dead. Do you see a pattern? So, yeah. And then the other one that I'm reading right now, I'm 60 pages in. It is called Seafire. I honestly was not sure about this one at first. And then I found out it was the first of a trilogy. Your girl doesn't do mini-series. So that, like, made me very overwhelmed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to like this. But, you guys, I am loving it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's female pirates. I guess there's male pirates too, but the ship that you're following is primarily female pirates. There's like a war between two different pirate groups. There's adventure. There's heartbreak. Even within the first like 10 pages, my heart was already ripped out of my chest. And that is hard to do in 10 pages. But the first, like the prologue, I think that's what it is. The prologue just ripped my heart out and stomped it into the ground. And now it's kind of the aftermath of that and the revenge of what happened. And I am living for this book. So I'm sure that you will see 13 minutes why. 13 minutes why. Okay, I just combined 13 reasons why and 13 minutes to make a new title. But no, seriously, you'll see I was dead for 13 minutes and now I want to know why. And you'll see Seafire in my next vlog because, yeah, I just can't finish it today. So, I hope you enjoyed this vlog and Give it a big thumbs up if you want me to do more vlogs. Like and subscribe to my channel. And we will catch you in the next video. Bye!